Mr. Zeeshan Mohammad, who is of Pakistani descent, Miss Grace Barnes, who is of Ghanaian descent. We all often joke and call this the International Embassy. Everyone here comes from different backgrounds, and a lot of our clients as well come from all over the world, so we do have that opportunity to deal with people of various backgrounds. I have to take this time to mention all of the members of the Gabriel J. Christian staff before we go any further. Special mention to Mr. Kes Gabriel.
Hello, everyone.
Mr. Gabriel.
Nice to meet you.
Okay. Who hails from Nigeria. And I have to apologize because it's Dr. Gabriel, because he is a PhD, and we could not diminish the years of painstaking study.
Whatever you say, that's up to you.
To reach this level. We also have today Mr. Ernell Chambers, who I aptly call the field marshal, because when you need a file, he is on the ground and he's going to make sure that file is found. So Mr. Chambers is always a credit to this law firm. We also have Miss Hardy. Where is Miss Hardy?
She's going to be coming out in a while. She's going to be coming out in a while.
Okay. I see some signals, so I will get on very speedily because I know there's other obligations. Let us take the time to honor today Miss Shawanda Harris, who is a Georgetown law student, which is Mr. Christian's alma mater. And I go to Georgetown every Saturday for recreation, and they are living well up there. For everybody present, they are studying in the finest fashion. She's worked with us as an intern, and she has, sacrificed. I know law school is a very trying experience. So to work while attending law school is no easy feat. So I want everyone to put their hands together. Ms. Shawanda Harris for having that sacrifice and that commitment as a law student. And she's also and I don't want to get this wrong because I know the activity that you do. Is it the president?
The vice president of the Black Law Students Association.
The Black Law Students Association. So she's the vice president, and she is carrying out those duties in addition to her workload. And in addition to the responsibilities that she fulfills with the law office here. Also, Ms. Barnes, Mr. Mohammad, I will say, we have started last year, we had started a program where we extended to the embassies to bring the ambassadors into the high schools to teach the students in the high schools about the various countries. Last year, unfortunately, on the day that we were scheduled to have this event, we had a big snowstorm and it was canceled. These students have volunteered to carry on that work. So we will be looking to continue that initiative. We feel it's very important that our young people know that this is a global community, it's a global market, and that they are prepared for that. Unfortunately, a lot of them are very localized in the thought, and that contributes to a lot of the disillusion that we see presently in the county. So these are the ways that we attempt to combat the problems. We can sit and lament, as Mr. Christian said, or we can go to action. And we have chosen to go to action. So without further ado, I will turn it over to Mr. Christian to award our interns with these plaques of our appreciation so that they will know that truly from the bottom of our hearts that we are appreciative of them taking the sacrifice and giving their services, not only to us but to our clients, and our clients are also very thankful for the work that they do. So Mr. Christian.
A round of applause to Mr. Clark, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Clark is a man of great modesty. But I think Gary Scotland taught me a long time ago that modesty is a better part of nobility here. That those who have modest deportment are really those who are most noble. Mr. Clark is a very wise man, and I never forget, a few years ago, or a year or two ago, he showed me a passage in a book by Charlie Houston. Charlie Houston was the dean of Howard University Law School who introduced Thurgood Marshall, who was on the wall in front. The painting on the wall right behind the front desk is that of Thurgood Marshall, Justice Thurgood Marshall, whose farewell ceremony I had the good opportunity to attend at the Supreme Court when he passed. And the quote was, "A lawyer is either a social engineer or a parasite upon society." A lawyer is either a social engineer or a parasite upon society. And I think, like Mr. Clark, we have dedicated our lives to being not of the latter, but of being the former. And by that I mean Mr. Leyden here will maybe tell you the difference between former and latter. What's that?
The latter is when you climb to get into the room.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. But and that's burglary in the first degree. But the fact of the matter is, we want to be social engineers. As Mr. Gabriel, who's got a PhD in sociology, right, Mr. Kes?
Yes, sir.
He'll tell you that if you don't get to the problem in the beginning, it's much more difficult to cure it at the end. And so by our partnerships with the schools, I also want to mention another great African American, and that is J. Franklin Bourne, because it's through the J. Franklin Bourne, which grew in strength in the county because of people like Stan Brown, my brother here next to me, who was a senior attorney here in the county, and former People's Zoning Counsel, who took care of the people's business when FedEx Field was being built. He was the lawyer who represented, and he did it well. J. Franklin Bourne was the first African-American judge in Prince George's County. And years ago, the association went out with doctors and lawyers to the different schools to mentor students. And so the nicest thing on our award is an award from the county school board for that kind of work. And so while the J. Franklin Bourne may not be continuing the program, formally, we have continued the spirit and the action. And so this evening we have the interns, two from Eleanor Roosevelt, who was a progressive woman in her own right. Husband was a New Deal architect, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and Grace Barnes. Two wonderful, eloquent, intelligent, powerful youngsters, and they in fact give us hope. They give us hope that despite all the news we hear, folks cutting up and so forth, that they will represent the new and positive leadership. So let's give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Now, that's my wonderful family coming in, but they're modest, so you don't need to give them a round of applause. Welcome, family, make yourselves at home. Now, Shawanda Harris is a very special person to me. A very special person to me. Shawanda Harris is like family. Shawanda Harris has gone ahead in that she has gone through college and she's at law school. But her dear father was a very close friend of mine, and he left us a couple of years ago quite suddenly. And I sort of made a promise to Shawanda when she was at college that when she got into law school, she would be here with us. And I want to say that by the grace of Almighty God, we're able to keep to our promise. And so I want you to congratulate Shawanda Harris for being a top student at Georgetown University Law Center. Shawanda Harris is a leader on the Black Law Students Association and did something remarkable. She got me to go back to school last year, where they also had a national conference, and I got to meet Mac Morial and a few of the fine people. But we've got to eat, we've got to drink, it's Christmas, enough speeches. I'm going to call on Mr. Chambers to hand me the Industry to Thurgood Marshall Awards, which we award each year now to our deserving interns and law clerks. And the first award, of course, goes to Shawanda Harris, Georgetown University. Shawanda.
Okay.
Thank you. And Grace Barnes of Eleanor Roosevelt High School. Ms. Barnes. All right. Is Miss Christian here? She's not here yet? No. She's not here yet? Okay. I wouldn't mind if my daughter joins me and my little boy joins me. Come over here, kids.
Here, jump. Jump.
See if we can get Miss Christian. See if we can get Miss Christian. Miss Christian had to be at the kids' concert this evening. I know she's had a long hard day.
Hi, how are you?
Good evening, Miss Christian. Good evening.
I was trying to get Miss Ransom's attention. She's trying to get in.
Okay, the door, there's a sign on the door?
There's a sign on the door.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Okay. Mr. Kez, you want to go help us? Okay. Thank
She
you.
wants you to stand
Zeeshan
by.
is the last person to receive his award, and I wanted you to do the honors.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I'll step back.
So, there's a photo opportunity.
Zeeshan Mohammad of Eleanor Roosevelt High School. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, congratulations.
Thank
Okay.
I'll maybe just ask for a few words from Ms. Harris, and then Ms. Barnes, and then Mr. Zeeshan. Ms. Harris, a few words.
Sorry, Mr. Christian didn't prepare me for a speech. This will be my practice as a lawyer, speaking impromptu. I want to thank Mr. Christian and the Gabriel J. Christian Associates Law Firm family for the award and for the opportunity to be able to practice law as a student. As an intern here, I was able to draft up all types of legal memoranda, and I was able to actually feel like I contributed to winning a case or two. So I thank Mr. Christian for the opportunity and for the faith that he put in me to let me practice as a law student, practical real life law. And I'd like to thank Mr. Clark for all the wisdom that he imparted in me every day, and for encouraging me to carry on the legacy of starting a family and building the nation. So I want to thank everybody here who contributed to my law school experience, and once again for the opportunity. Thank you.
Before I call, I'm just going to make it just really brief, but before I call on Ms. Barnes to see a few words, I want to call on my dear friend at Leyden, who's been a great strength. We go back to the days of being law clerks with Thomas Farrington, who himself was a leader and a visionary in the county. And Ed? Where you gotta get back?
I gotta get back to work.
Oh, he's going to get back to Ms. Barnes.
I guess in terms of the embassy, I'm the ambassador from Ireland to this. in this amalgamation, this rainbow coalition that we have here. The only thought I would share is, we see these pictures of Justice Marshall. We see the leonine, the lion in winter when he's on the court. And we may even see those pictures of the days back 50 years ago when he won that great victory in Brown against Board of Education when the Supreme Court finally recognized the absolute overwhelming need that separate was not equal. And we see, he was always this figure of grandeur, but I just would ask you to bear in mind there was a time in his life that he was taking the train from Baltimore to Howard University Law School, that he was faced with more pages to read and less time to do it when he had too much work and too little sleep. The same thing that you're going through now and that you will go through in law school. And so in a very real sense, you are walking in his steps, and with the good Lord's help and guidance from people like Gabriel, maybe you will end up in the same place.
Thank you, Ed. Okay, we'll call in on Ms. Barnes, Grace Barnes, Eleanor Roosevelt High School.
I kind of knew that I was kind of going to give a speech, but yeah, I wasn't kind of prepared. But yes, I would really like to thank Mr. Christian for even allowing me to just come here and just be familiar or get familiar with like the field of law and how things work. And I drafted up so many, as she said, memorandum, and it's just been great because I've gotten so much experience already, and it's such a hospitable and humane environment, and it's just so welcoming and great. And Mr. Clark, he's always downing upon me, history about my culture, and it's just great. So I'm learning more and more every day. As they say, you learn something new every day. So I just thank you both for just even allowing me to come here and, just get familiar with the field of law, and I just love it. Yeah, thank you.
Ms. Christian, as I introduced Mr. Mohammad, I was going to have you say a few words, and maybe Mr. Kez right after you, and then we'll have Mr. Mohammad just say a few things about Mr. Mohammad before he comes up.
Well, I don't know if the order in which these speeches came, if I have anything to add to all these eloquent speeches that's been already given, but I just want to say thank you for coming out and sharing the time with us. We know you guys have lots of parties to go to, so we appreciate the few minutes that you're giving us. And it's a pleasure to have Mr. Mohammad, Ms. Barnes, Mr. Charles is here around.
No, Mr. Charles stepped out. He'll be back.
Okay, all the interns, you know, we're really not trying to make lawyers of them, but we're trying to show them hopefully that one day, if they do decide to go down that path, that we've at least contributed something to their education or their experience. And we just want to say thank you for the families that's allowing them to come, and we appreciate it. And we hope everybody have a happy holiday, a prosperous new year.
Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Chaos, Dr. Gabriel.
Thank you everybody for coming. One thing I've tried to do is get some food, sit down like this gentleman, and eat it. Because otherwise you prepare these things, you never really eat them and enjoy them. So I invite you to do so.
Can you tell us what you brought there?
There's moi there, and there's goat pepper soup. That one is parental advisory. I don't know if there's more left, but it's parental advisory. So thank you, interns or law clerks or colleagues, or whatever else they call it, even the kids.
Yes.
They do help liven the place when they show up, right? Ms. Christian and Mr. Christian, you know, it's been a good opportunity working with you guys. And any clients who are here, colleagues, Mr. Clark and Adrian, I've forgotten your last name, but give me a break. You know, and the rest of you who I've met in different capacities, you know, at different places, you know, thanks for, you know, being here, and I hope you have a good time. Thank you.
Thank you. So without much further ado, we call on Mr. Zeeshan Mohammad.
Thank you, Mr. Christian. Let me just say, Mr. Christian is a great man. He has given me such a great opportunity, honestly. As a 17-year-old, you know, I just come from high school, come in here with my professional tie. I can honestly say, you can ask my mother, my closet filled more dress suits than it was with t-shirts.
Oh, I hate those t-shirts. No one loves their closet. I love it.
This place is professional. I'm learning so much, and just to get a sense of what I will experience in the future, to have that now at 17 is just a blessing. And honestly, Mr. Christian and my parents have supported me in this, and this whole family of attorneys here. Mr. Clark, I know he tells me history like every other day. He's a historian here. It's just a wonderful place, and I'm so blessed to be here. You know, learning so much. And I remember the first day I came here, one of the interview questions were like, "What do you hope to get from this internship?" And I was just thinking, you know, I just want to be shaped for what I want to do in the future. And certainly this is like a mold for what I do in the future and what I want to focus on, what do I want to neglect. And this has just helped me so much. And thank you. Thank you all for coming and seeing me. And
by the way, if anybody wants a website done, Mr. Mohammad is good. So I'm selling him. And Mr. Mohammad, thank you so much. You've got a wonderful son. He says nice things about us, but we believe the same way about him. He's a great person as well. They're all great people, and we're blessed for them to be here. Now, we've got a very special person who wants to make an award on behalf of the firm. Georgia Eve, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the entrepreneurs in Georgia County that we dearly respect. You know, she wears her badge very nicely. I won't tell you what it says on it, but if you want to get close, you figure it out. Georgia, you got a little presentation to make? Well, to Mr. Mohammad, to Miss Grace Barnes, and Miss Harris, can you come please?
I could do that quite well.
Okay.
Thank you. I am so blessed to be here tonight. It's an honor. I want to thank Pastor Christian for always inviting me. Every year, I don't know how you can put up with me. But, you know, I have grown to love you. Don't worry about it. I'm taking care of you, Miss Christian. So, you know, it's all my time. I love you just as much.
Because I do a good job, right?
Good job. Good girl. But I do Mary Kay. I know you guys couldn't tell, ladies. You know, don't worry about it if you need some Christmas gift guys. But anyway, I am so blessed. You remember you from Intern, right?
Yeah, she's an intern.
Yeah, yeah. I used to talk to her. You know what, guys, you all do a really great job, especially you all put up with me and I call up here. So on behalf of Mr. Christian, I'm gonna start with ladies first. No, beauty for a. Anyway, you are just an epitome of a professional. Even though you're really young and you're just getting started, I admire you guys. They never do law. You get senior minds like mine, you just want the easiest thing there is. So I took the easy way out, business administration and accounting. But you know, I hope you all enjoy that. And this say thank you, you're doing a great job. You all just let me know that Mr. Christian and Mr. Clark are just awesome people, and nobody said nothing about Miss Christian, but she's just a bomb. She is what really hold this business together. You all just don't know she does the fun. Behind the scenes, they say where there's a man, a good one behind a man is a man and a half.
Yeah.
We know the deal.
Thank you, Mr.
Round of applause for Stacy. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know we all getting ready, but I want to let you know something. If anybody gets in trouble here in Prince George County, I want you all to know that if you've got bond as high as 2.5 million, she can make that bond for you. And then she'll say it's American once you get out. But she's got one more. There's a person who, the first contact with the outside is our front desk. And our front desk manager is the most hardworking, honest, very kind, very quiet, unassuming person. She likes to stay in the background.
She's on her way.
And you know, she never wants to take any credit for anything. But I just thought I'd surprise her with a little something tonight. And Stacy, if you can just come on out here and just be yourself and be you. And give a round of applause for Stacy.
Oh, no, not the pictures. See, Miss Stacy, when we walk through, girl, you as beautiful as this place. You know that first impression is the lasting one, so she really set the tone for the office when you come through the door. And just thank you, girl, for putting up with me when I come. I know you don't. This is
okay, folks, so let's enjoy each other's company. And thank you so much. All right.
I try where I can.
Good to see y'all, James.
Very good job.
Thank you. I thought he's the tallest one.
Ladies and gentlemen, I made a mistake. There's one more person here. Miss Maryland 2004.
You know your buddy.
I'll call it Shawanda Harris.
You know Shawanda.
How were you this morning? I heard you this morning. I did. How was the, where you had a concert? How was it good?
What are you going to become when he can't be wearing suits? I was like, no, he's a nerd. Where are you going to go to school?
Towson, maybe we're relocating in North Carolina, going to Greensboro, maybe.
All very good schools. A long way ahead of you. Enjoy every second of it.
Okay, 1945.
Right, May 14th, 1945.
Very controversial.
It was very controversial. And they walked on the floor and Truman said he was going to recognize the head of the United Nations.
People don't think you're talking this now when you sit down and eat some food.
Some food. I am.
Take care, man. Take care. Mommy, so
Yes. God bless him.
I want to be like this, man. I want to hold like that. Want to play something? No, I'm good.
I have one thing to do, and that's give a kiss to Joe.
You don't remember me? Yeah, I do. Okay. You're Mr. Christian.
I wanted to give you that.
Yeah, we know each other.
Okay, you went to school together? Okay.
I don't know if we're going to send my daughter there. That's the only school.
Yeah, that's the best school.
Right. We found out. We thought we were in Roosevelt.
As a gateway in
Could you repeat that
Canada,
Take it
going
from the
to
top.
England to study, graduating with honors from which institution?
Wolverhampton.
University of Wolverhampton, sir.
Wolverhampton. Now he's going on to take the New York bar. I ask him every day how he intends to impact history, because that's the questions I ask. He told me he just wants to help the people. This is his only goal or aim and objective. He's not decided on what area, I don't think, specifically he wants to do, but he wants to help the people. And I think with that in mind, he will live up to any expectation that I or anybody else could put on him. And he is very humble, and he's also very distinguished in his demeanor and how he carries himself. And so I would ask that everyone put their hands together for our law clerk, Mr. Francis Charles.
And since we're talking about generational things, I'm going to ask this young lady here to make the presentation. Mr. Francis Charles, and congratulate him on being an excellent law clerk. I won't eat your plantains.
Make sure you have it shaking.
Why?
Thank you very much.
That was low.
Okay, hold a second.
And if I may, this young lady here is also quite famous, so we're witnessing history right here. Distinguished author, distinguished counsel.
Thank you. Mr. Charles, can you say a few words to us?
I'm extremely overcome by, I'm just shocked. I'd like to say it's been an honor working here. When I look back on my past, if they ask me what was the deciding moment of my legal career, I can honestly say that Mr. Christian and Mr. Clark will have an impact on that. So I just want to say thank you for taking the risk with me, and thank you for the opportunity. It's been very fun working here.
Thank you, sir. And we've got, his bond might be at least 3.5 million, so we're going to have to see if we can get him help. And as soon as she gets him out of jail,
American Express.
Please, Judge Reed.
Well, we're going to just give you this again so you go back and say enjoy.
Thank you very much.
Do you have that on camera? Thank you very much, Miss E. I just want to say that the advisory on the pepper goat soup was at rated R. It's now gone down to PG. PG-13. So feel free, those of you who have not tried it, to do that. And I also got word that we got made today by the special chef, and that's from Pakistan, and that was through Mr. Mohammed's mother, who I think might be the special chef. The pastry from Pakistan, which I've never had, but you all asked, because what we've tried to do this evening is not simply to have the standard fare. We've had stuff from the Caribbean, from Ghana, from Nigeria, from Pakistan, from Jamaica, from Guyana, and of course from the good old USA. So we've got a good... Well, you know, Dr. Fontaine, Dr. Fontaine asked a very important question. He asked if there's anything from Dominica. Let's just say instrumentality that arranged everything.
Nothing from Dominica?
Right, Gary? So that...
nothing from Dominica?
Yeah, we'll own up to
everything from Dominica.
That's right. We'll own up to the
State of Mississippi.
Now, I just want to say something about someone who's very dear to me. Shanta Ramson always likes to run away when I give her accolades. But Shanta Ramson, like Ed Leyden, who spoke earlier and had to leave because Ed really came here, is very tired, but he made it. He always makes it. Shanta has been with me since I was a little guy in the law. And she's one of the best immigration lawyers in the state of Maryland. And we're pleased to always be associated with her. So anybody who's undocumented, we won't tell the government, just call Shanta.
Thank you, Gabe.
Okay. I also want to introduce somebody who's been very quiet. I met this very fine attorney, Adrian Gemmett. Adrian, where did we meet on the wall?
The Conference of Caribbean Unity.
She said she met me at the Conference of Caribbean Unity, and where else?
The Million Man March.
And she met me at the Million Man March. So she, I was one in a million. So, yeah, Miss Gemmett is of counsel to the office and brings us great skill, and we want to welcome you and thank and introduce you to our family here at this time. All through, I want to let you know that in building anything in the county, building anything in the state, you need to have a good attorney who knows about zoning, knows where the gas lines and gas mains are buried and knows that you're not on someone else's land. And nobody can do that better than Stan Derwin Brown. And Stan Derwin Brown is right here. He's as bashful as I am. But this is Stan Derwin Brown. A round of applause for Stan Derwin Brown, ladies and gentlemen, for bringing us the Studio of the Law Committee problem. Thank you. Where's yours?
Then I can't find it too. People kidnapped me here.
Shanto, I was telling him about you. You met Shanto?
Yes, I mean, she was the last one, yes.
And the last song we will do is Let There Be Peace on Earth, which we really do need. Let there be peace on earth. All right? As a Christian firm, certainly we believe in peace on earth. The 12 days of Christmas. Now, are we all ready?
Yeah. Let's go.
Now remember, this is the tune now.
All of them have to be together.
You all have to be together, right? And it goes like this. Can you give us a tune, model?
On
the first day of Christmas, my true love said to me. Okay, let's try. Let's do that rock. One. All right. On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me
a partridge in a
pear tree. On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me
two turtle doves
and a partridge in a pear tree. On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me
three French hens,
two turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. On the fourth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me
four calling birds,
three French hens, two turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
We can't hear you
On the
guys.
fifth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me five golden rings,
four calling birds,
two French hens, two turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the seventh day of Christmas, my true love gave to me six
geese a laying,
five golden rings, four calling birds, three French hens,
Okay,
two turtle
here's our musical director
and a
here.
partridge
She needs to start. She needs to start right here.
On the seventh day of Christmas, my true love gave to me
seven swans a swimming,
six geese a laying, five golden rings, four calling birds, three French hens, two turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the eighth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me eight maids a milking, seven swans a swimming, six geese a laying, five golden rings, four calling birds, three French hens, two turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
on the
On the Christmas, my true love gave to me
nine ladies dancing, eight
maids a milking, seven swans a swimming, five golden rings, four calling birds, three French hens, two turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 10th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 10 lords a leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a milking, 6 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 11th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 11 pipers piping, 10 lords a leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a milking, 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 golden rings.
12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. 12 drummers drumming, 11 pipers piping, 12 lords are weaving, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids are milking, 7 swans are swimming, 6 geese are laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, now we go on. We go on to the other part of the program, which is the long sheet, the 8.5 by 14 sheet. Everybody has an 8.5 by 14 sheet. Okay. We're going to start with Jingle Bells, which is number 5. After the sound of 3. 1. You know,
Jingle Bells.
Okay, come on.
Jingle Bells, that's Jingle Bells, sir.
You've been doing a wonderful job.
Yeah, I think she's the musical director.
Jingle Bells.
Jingle Bells number 1.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, folks.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Some bumpers ring, making spirits bright. The fun is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride a one-horse open sleigh. Let's go. Let's look at number 6. It's beginning to look
The bass section is really low.
Guys, let's get this bass here.
The bass is really low.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Money in it? Free legal advice? Now let's listen to Mr. Hinton. He gave us a little prompt. Mr. Hinton?
No. Okay, this is the way it goes.
Okay.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Yeah.
Everywhere we go, take a look in the 5 and 10, glistening ones again, with candy canes and silver lanes aglow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Toys in every store, but the prettiest sight to see is the holly apple bee on your own front door. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere we go, there's a tree in the Grand Hotel, one in the park as well. A sturdy kind that doesn't mind the snow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Soon the bells will start, and the tinkle and the ring in the carols that you sing right in your heart. All right. The next one we all know, and the children know a lot of, and that's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. After 3. 1, 2, 3. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw him, you would even say he goes. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? When all the reindeers loved him,
Oh man, we
as
have
they shouted out with me,
song.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, you go down in history.
Now Santa Claus, folks. Number 2, Santa Claus is coming to town. Now we know that the kids like to hear it, so we give
Now
them.
you know you didn't have no Santa Claus.
Well, we have. He used to come on a dump
We over
truck.
here, so we should. Yeah, okay.
He used to come on a dump truck. After 3, 1, 2, 3. You better watch out.
You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list and checking it twice. Gonna find out who is naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows when you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. You better not cry. You better not cry. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Okay. Now, listen, does anybody want to sing a song that we don't have on the list? We've got one final one to come, but something that you would like to sing that you think we can all, in fact, recite. Feliz Navidad. Joy to the world. Does anybody want to do joy? Can we do joy to the world? Okay. Joy to the world. You're going to have to help me. Joy to the world. The Lord is come. Let earth receive your King. Let every heart prepare him room. And heaven and nature sings. And heaven and nature sings. And heaven and nature sings. He rules the world with truth and grace.
The glory of his righteousness and wonders of his love and wonders of his love and wonders of his love. Very good.
Okay, now there's a very, very beautiful song. While somebody goes on to Google to download Silent Night, Holy Night, let's try to get into the spirit of peace, which is the season that we like. I'm going to try to do this, and then we'll all join in. I'm going to see whether I can hold a song. What do you think, Mr. Clark?
I think we have a 50-50 chance of success. But I support you in your endeavors.
Oh, okay, I'm going to try, folks. Let me see, and then we'll all join in if I can do it. Right away? It's Let There Be Peace on Earth, which is a very appropriate song. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our Father, brothers all are we. Let me walk with my brother in perfect harmony.
Not bad.
Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow. To take each moment and leave each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. How did we do, Mr. Clark? What we're going to do, now that we have the hang of it, let's all try to do it together, because I really do believe we need peace in this world. I really do believe that we need peace here in Prince George's County. I really do believe that we can make an effort, each and every one of us, if we really utilize peace. And every sister is its sister's keeper, that we can make a different world. So let's, in the spirit of Christmas and the good year to come, sing Let's Be Peace on Earth. After 3. 1, 2, 3. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there
brothers all we. Let me walk with my brother in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow. To take each moment and leave each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
The final one for the evening will be Silent Night, Holy Night. And I ask you to rest your vocal cords while I make a copy, while I make 12 copies.
No, I think I'm hearing the
Did we give you that?
Yes.
Silent night, holy night, shepherds wait at the sight, glory stream from heaven afar, heavenly hosts sing hallelujah. Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Savior is born. Silent night, holy night, Son of God, love's pure light, radiant beams from thy holy face, with the dawn of gleaming grace. Jesus, Lord, at thy birth. Jesus, Lord, at thy birth.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we go out into the evening, let's meet and greet in the spirit of love, peace and happiness, all those who we in fact encounter. And feel free to take those with you and to spread the good word and to have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your King. Merry
Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas,
Season's greetings. Season's greetings.
Let's see it. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Tidings we bring to you and your King. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Yay!
Okay, now it's your turn.
So we can take out a picture. We bring to you and your King. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Cool. All your gifts.
I need from some more.
Open it.
It's a
book. Yay! Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, Samuel.
Welcome, Daddy. Open the two other ones. That's from Secret Santa shop. I'm gonna show you.
Says human problems Greenland is like nothing else. I think if you eat of it like
Mommy.
bathtub water.
Okay, you like
Just as a
it?
bathtub, so silly.
Oh, that's
great.
Don't think. Auntie Trudy said it was the perfect gift because anything that says success on it, you'll want it.
Wow. That's great, Mickey.
Okay, open the two other gifts.
Set a achievable goal.
Okay, whose one is this? It's Mickey's?
Yes.
Who gave you this?
Santa. Hi, McConan. Who's that one you're opening?
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Thora.
That's mine.
Thank you, Mickey. That's a piece.
Open your next one, Daddy.
Thank you, Mommy.
Daddy, the next one I gave you is for your job. That's why I bought it for you.
Oh, very nice, Mickey. Mommy like it. You're welcome. Good job, son. You know Mommy's taste, huh? Very
I
nice.
need to find some more. Dad, you know why I bought it for you? Because it said for sale, sold, and everything.
Oh, that's what I say. You're not for sale, eh? You're sold.
That's right, Samuel. Not for sale, it's already sold.
So I say you're already sold.
Thank you, Samuel.
Welcome, Daddy.
Love you.
Okay, did you open your gift, Mommy, from me?
Oh, now we know why there's storm clouds. Now we know why.
These two are for you.
See what
Black
Mickey gave
because
me?
it's nighttime and Daddy always comes late at night. I just need to find some more because I gave her some. These are yours, Mommy.
Okay, so already the camera's on it, going all over the place. It had a ring to it. I just saw it.
I got two ties.
What, from my gift?
Yeah, I got a ring. Oh, there it is.
Oh, I didn't know it came with a ring.
Let Mommy open the gift that I bought
I need to
her.
find her s'mores from the Secret Santa shop.
Okay, this is what Mickey gave me.
From McConan to s'mores.
There's a bracelet, a ring,
Okay.
and a necklace.
I like it. Don't guess what's inside.
I need. Can you hold it? You can do it.
Hey, Mickey. Mickey gave me this on my necklace.
Not like she bought it. Thank you, Mickey. I knew.
Glitter.
Let's see what Mickey gave you.
Glitter critter.
It's those things. I knew Zachary had a lot of them.
And
so
she liked them?
Yeah, so I gave her one.
Okay, so you focusing on Daddy?
Yeah.
Look, get who's coming down the stairs.
Good morning. Good.
Yeah?
I know how to get her closer up.
To you. Merry Christmas to you.
I know how to get her closer up.
Christmas, dear Trudy. And you have your little shoe.
I don't think you should touch me to Merry Christmas. Morning, how is you not feeling good?
I have the flu, so you all might, I don't want you all to.
Well, your foot get worse?
Yeah, and I have like headache and body pain and that type of thing, so it's like it's the flu.
Okay.
We see if I have to.
Well, you can rest.
I'll do this.
I heard those there. No, though.
Yeah.
I heard those there.
Thank you, Auntie Trudy.
You're welcome. I heard those there early
And
this
thank
morning.
you.
And you tell Auntie Trudy?
And thank you for the game stick.
You're welcome.
He said he explained to you what it was, isn't it?
Oh, so you remember, you see?
Mommy, that's yours.
You
Those two gifts
remember.
are
Oh,
yours.
yes. I want Mickey to show the camera so I can...
Mickey.
Auntie Trudy, that bag on top of the big box is yours.
Oh, thank you. I'm just opening too now.
Yes.
I got you that also?
That's s'mores. Yeah, very nice s'mores. Thank you very much.
Hey, maybe you can wear those same
See what my
necklaces
son gave
on the
me as a
same
ring?
days.
When Mickey bought that?
When they went to school and they had the chance to shop.
Oh.
Maybe you can wear those same jewelry on the same day.
Yes.
Ooh, I have to.
Open your next one. You'll like this one maybe.
Who might have gave you for free? Yeah, it's still on.
2 every 6 hours. I hold this on with you. It's contact.
Got 20.
Oh, okay.
It's very good.
Daddy, what happens when Daddy, what happens when all the
Yeah, you what have to
Daddy, what happens when all the
No, just drink the
Numbers go all to 0. You don't like it?
You going?
It says Mickey from.
Way, Trudy, that's nice.
Daddy, somebody got you something.
Let me see.
Ow!
See my perfume? You cannot smell it over the camera, but it smells nice.
That's
Smells
nice.
nice. Smells.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, mommy. Let me see what the Wilson's family gave you.
That's not shoes. That actually Shelly gave you that, Nikki.
Oh, that's a nice pants.
Yeah.
I like the pants.
That's
You
a
like the
beautiful
pants?
pants.
Oh, excuse me. You like the pants?
Quadrille.
It's Roy Card.
Vicky, you gonna wear that today?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Well, I like it.
Yeah.
Where's your watch, mommy?
Trash.
You see your watch, mommy?
My watch?
Your watch from the Wilson's family, from the commander.
From the commander? Yeah.
Cookies and milk. He did.
Very nice.
Wilson, she's the commander's wife.
That's
He put the milk
She's a
in
Navy
his
commander.
buddy, little friend.
He was at the handbook. You see them? One time you hear.
Okay.
Wilson's, they're Jamaicans, right?
Oh, okay.
No, she's not Jamaican. She's American. He's a Jamaican, but he's very, very bright.
To Gabe from Dave and Pam.
Whoa!
Let me open it for you?
Yeah.
So we can get it on camera.
Indeed. Renee came back yesterday, so I have to see if I can get the cadet book today. I bought the cadet book from Barbados Cadet History.
It looks like Jasmine. It looks
The Washington Navy Yard.
Oh, Dave knows my
Daddy, and look, a person I couldn't wait to open. I was so curious. It was on Friday.
Thank you.
I opened the present on Friday. I couldn't wait.
Oh, couldn't help yourself.
You were
And
so,
this is what it was.
you were so anxious. You just couldn't help yourself. So you have to clean up
Pull
all
up
the
this.
paper.
Come on, yeah. Really? That's why I bought you that.
Let me see the amber, the amber.
Whoa, let me see your eyeball.
Glitter.
It's right in here.
Glitter.
Whoa, Samora.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
You have to know how to download the music on your own.
Samora, that's your stash? That's your stash, Samora? Merry Christmas, Samora.
Merry Christmas, Babby.
Uncle Gabriel, here's your gift.
I can't.
Oh, you have to open it. No.
That's my gift for my birthday.
No, not your birthday. Open it today.
I can't find my Danny Phantom.
Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas.
You can't find it?
Merry Christmas, dear mommy.
That's a nice box.
Set the box over.
Oh, mommy. What is that, boy? You're well. Thank you, mommy.
Man around town.
This is that one up there.
I would find it.
Okay. It's too short. You need a 46?
I'm usually 46.
Stay here till my
It's just, it's a little snug.
And I can play.
But then 46 might be too long.
But it fits well.
Too big.
I think I saw a gift earlier.
Fix your shoulders is the length.
It's good, it's good.
I think I saw a gift.
The length of what?
The arm.
It's good.
By his hand, by his bracelets. You don't find it a little short?
Oh, the arms. Oh, okay. But
No?
the length of the real of the thing is good.
It's good, honey?
This must
good.
be mine.
Because I think if you get a 46, honey, that like what the other suit is doing.
Not necessarily, it's for the summer now.
You kidding?
Yeah. What do you got, 44?
That's a 44 long.
Yeah,
I'll take,
46.
Oh, I remember when I
we'll take it
lost.
back and get a 44.
Mommy, you must have bought me this because I remember when I lost.
But you like the...
I remember when I lost.
She saw it, she said, man around town.
Yeah. I say maybe you could wear it today, but no. But if it's 46, then
One.
men's warehouse. Yeah. Well, all of that is on the tape, so. Where I bought it and all of that.
And the law firm of Gabriel J. Christian Associates. We give a gift here to mommy on Christmas time. Hip hip hip!
Hooray!
Hip hip!
Hooray!
Okay, man.
1, 2, 3. This is for you. Merry Christmas.
Mickey, come and see how she open it. Take a knife out to punch it.
I can punch it.
Go ahead, take a knife.
Punchy.
Alright.
The 12 days of Christmas. On the first day of Christmas, my true love said to me, a partridge in a pear tree. On the second day of Christmas, a Jesus said to me, 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me tree, turtle doves, two turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
Another
On the first
facial
day of
scrub.
Christmas.
Okay, let's make
That's how my body glitter to make me
Daddy,
nice
daddy,
and
die,
shimmery.
die, doy, die, do, die, dee, dee, die, daddy, doy.
Yeah, you like it? You like it?
Mommy.
Yes.
Good.
No, Gabriel, you can't compete with me now.
Merry Christmas, Mary.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Rita.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, Ralph. Merry Christmas, Sheba. Billy. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Darren. Mommy, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Tomorrow you can keep on
Merry Christmas. Jennifer. Merry Christmas. Anna.
Merry Christmas.
I went to a couple days ago, I went to the wire and plastic Christmas tree because I just felt, you know what? It's not the same thing.
But it is easier, that's
That's what I used to have on the island. Used to have wire.
What else do you
I
have?
think it's what 40.
That's mine. Okay. All right, you all can't say Santa and Michelle. Come on. I can't believe all that is you. All that is you. You already have that. Yeah, you have that shit, right?
I can have
this one. So you can have this, you know, maybe.
On clean. Yeah.
That'll fit you. You want to
Now
keep it
I'm
on?
going to put all these recycled boxes.
It's up to you. You sure you want it? You want it?
Can use it for.
You have one? You okay? But would it
Come
fit
on,
down?
tell me what Christmas means to you.
Yeah, that should fit down.
About the birth of
Is that
Jesus
okay to
Christ.
you?
Mommy.
And what should we do with Christmas now?
You should not only look forward to getting gifts, also look forward to for yourself giving gifts and being nice around Christmas time.
Should it be nice only around Christmas time or all the time?